my name is John. I had a request to show how to put together the A-frame squat rack that I made out of 2x4s with safety rack. So rather than just sending a personal message, I figured I'd make a video so that everyone can see it. Say, camera, John? Thank you. This is my A-frame squat rack / dip station. I also have bench press out of it. It's made out of 2x4s. It cost me total one old Olympic bar and about $100 and a can of paint. So what I did was the support beams that actually hold the bar here. You can see I just made a tower. I screwed and glued them together and clamped them real tight so that they didn't warp while the glue was drying. And then you see each level where the bar is held is composed of one beam that is about an inch higher than the actual one where the bar sits, and then the bar behind it, or the 2x4 behind it actually, which is the next level. And then I found these metal plates at Home Depot. They were only about 30 cents a piece, and just nailed them onto there, which stops the knurling on the bar from wearing the wood down. And I'm 6'1", so I made a level here at the top. This is 5 feet high, so that I can squat out of it. I have another level here, which is 48 inches. This one is 36 inches, which is for everyone to bench press out of. It's a little bit short for me, but it's good for my fiance and our son. And then this one is 2.5 feet, and it is just a safety in case you miss a bench press. Having the support beams vertical this way, you can support a lot more weight than the ones I've seen on the internet that had them horizontally, because then if it's horizontal, it's only going to be as strong as the wood grain and as the screws that hold it in, and I don't trust screws to hold much more than 100 or 200 pounds. So this way I've had all the weight that I own on it, which is close to 700 pounds, and I've also had it on the safety bars. These safety bars, which right now are set up as a dip station, you can see in the back I drilled some holes with a 1 1/4 inch drill bit. Then I took this 2x4, which fits right in the 4-foot level, and drilled some holes in that with the same drill bit. Then I had an old bent Olympic bar, and you can see there I just cut it in half with a jigsaw. It wasn't as hard as it seems. And you slide it through those, and you got yourself a dip station. I use it all the time. Right now I weigh about 330, but I'm cutting weight. I've used it when I was 350 pounds with, 50, 60 pounds of chain around my neck. So it's super sturdy. I screwed it straight into the wall. That way it doesn't wobble at all, regardless of how much weight you have on there, and not even side to side. So these slide right out. You can see here I drilled the same holes right into the front of the support beams, and then connected it from the bottom with some 2x4s. I have another tower here for safety rails. I wish I would have made them a little bit taller, because right now they only go up 2.5 feet, so they're not tall enough to catch it when I'm squatting, but they're perfect for doing rack pulls, and they'll still catch it if I'm bench pressing. I would recommend, if you're going to do this, to make this tower at least 3 feet high, and then put some holes there also. Make sure you leave yourself some slack, because you won't have this extra bar sticking out. And slide back, I guess that would be about 4 inches further. Okay. I also made the bench here out of 2x4s. The top is made by 3 2x4s, which are laid side by side. I'll flip it over. And you can see here I just took a 2x4, screwed it into all three, and then for these, they are screwed into this support beam. They're also screwed in from the opposite side to these 2x4s. You can also see I use some 45-degree cuts to support everything, and extra support beam on the bottom. You want to use as much reinforcement on the bench press as you can, because they'll have a tendency to be kind of wobbly after a while, and you definitely don't want that when you're benching. It can be dangerous. But as I said before, I weigh well over 300 pounds, and I've benched well over 400 pounds while I was on this bench. So it's still holding up. Haven't had any issues. Been using it for over 3 years. I upholstered it just with some old bath towels. I think I used 4 of them. Lay them over the top. Cut them just slightly larger than 2x4s, and stick them down with some duct tape. And again, I haven't had a problem with it. It's really comfortable to bench on. It's enough padding, but it's not too much. So you still feel like you can have a real solid base. And actually, I've even used this for box step-ups with several hundred pounds on the back. So it's taken some abuse. It's held up a lot better than one that I would have bought at a store, and it only cost me a couple dollars to put together. Another thing is you want to use like a rubbery paint, like a latex or an acrylic paint on this that's waterproof, especially if you live out in the desert, because it has a tendency to dry out and get brittle. You don't want your wood to crack, so you'll have to replace the 2x4. And one thing I wish that I had done is in the back here. I wish I would have put it together with bolts and nuts instead of wood screws. Because if you move, you're going to want to be able to disassemble this thing. It takes up a lot of room in a moving van. And also that way, if it gets wobbly ever, you can just go back and tighten up the bolts. If it gets wobbly when you made it with wood screws, you're just going to have to put more screws into it. And eventually the wood's going to get worn out. But like I said, I've gotten about 3 years of use out of this. I use it a lot. I train a lot. And I've had equipment that I bought from Sears and things like that in the past that did not hold up, and it cost twice as much. This whole setup here cost me about $150. That's including some of the tools that I had to buy. So if anybody has any questions about this, or they want me to take some more measurements, you want to make anything, you can send me a personal message. My screen name here is BigJohn55. Appreciate it.